Hey, happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the TACO, Talking ACO, the American Cornhole Organization. If you're new, we've only done this about 300 or 400 times, so that's what it stands for. If you're not new and you didn't know what it stands for, you haven't been paying attention, or I forgot to mention it. Anyway, I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, sitting side by side with my man. I almost said the Mississippi Ninja. He's coming up later. Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude. Happy Tuesday. There you go. Cheers to you. Cool stuff to recap and stuff certainly to talk about here, particularly through the end of the calendar year. But first things first, that opening shot.
Well, first things first, we do look good today.
We do look good. I will say we're outfitted.
I'll let you go there.
We're outfitted nicely, and me and Point Break over here getting ready for Panama City Beach. This is the PCB look, in case you're
That's
wondering.
right, because I'm headed to PCB, baby.
Look at him. He's got his Oakleys. He is styling and turn sideways.
You know, I actually this is the cool thing though, Finn. Before we go any further, I looked at the weather for PCB.
Yeah.
And this week it's supposed to be 70 and sunny all the way through Saturday.
Love it.
30% chance of rain only on Friday, I think it is.
Sweet.
And so I will definitely have a little pool time, a definitely little beach time, and a definitely little cornhole time.
Here's what I want you to do. When you go, you know the pool area before you go back into the venue. All I'm asking you to do is those two glass doors before you go
see if the signage is still there?
If those two, you got to get a picture of this for me. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're going to PCB, when you go from the outdoor pool bar, when you're going, I want you to look at the two doors, and I just want you to look, and you just tell me when you see it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Panama City Beach. My buddy BC lives down there. I'm bummed that I'm not going to be able to get down there, but it's going to be a big time. As you said, weather-wise, going to be perfect. Of course, the cornhole will be stellar and top-notch. Subscribe and notify. That's the two. Those are the two key words to the YouTube channel. Continuing to build more and more. I see Heinerman's throwing more and more content on there. So make sure that you get in there and hit your notification bell. All of our major streaming when we're out doing the big time streaming. I know a couple of matches I think we rolled up on Facebook this week. It's easier to do it that way, but when we bring the full setup out, we're going to roll YouTube. Just much easier to deal with. And the numbers continue to build. Thank you for sharing, and make sure you continue to do that. As you see rolling down below us, our bag partners, the list just keeps growing. Last week, we introduced our first ever international bag partner, the Greats. Glad to have those on board. And then how about these right here?
So wait, I got there, I'll tell you later.
What?
We'll keep that for later. Go ahead. These two bags are awesome, though. This is one of our partners, X Level Cornhole, and this is their Lights Out series.
Right.
Is what we got. You know, every time I pick those up, I'm kind of thinking there's going to be a surprise on it.
Me too.
And this is our high roller bag company. And this is their Big Slick.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we've seen those before.
These babies go right into the hole. I can tell you that much. They feel like it. Well, first thing you got to throw it straight.
Yeah, and when we get to Thursday Night Frank, we'll get to that here in a moment because I don't even think he remembers Thursday Night Frank. But we'll get to that with regard to Watertown. But as always, our bag partner is a huge part of what it is that we do. Thanks to everybody for being part of it. Rocket Bag Company was in Bangor, I do believe, with Heinerman. Said he and Matt had
a new one too,
chance to hang out.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about that here coming up in a moment. But again, international now, more and more bag companies coming on board. If you can find a bag, if you can't find a bag that fits your game, you might need to do something about your game.
I think Rocket's coming to Atlantic City too.
Sweet.
So excited about that.
Got 11. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a moment. As far as the socials go, again, the first few minutes of this is always just a reminder for anybody that's new. We want you to come and be as engaged as you possibly can. So if that means following us on our Instagram, we'd like to throw some pictures up there so you can see who's winning. At the different majors, whether it's our Twitter, I'll still call it Twitter X, whatever. Any of that there, and then of course the Facebook page. As much social content as we can get out there, and feel free to submit and put stuff up there or submit it to be posted as well, especially with regard to shorts and videos.
Twitter, that's almost as complicated as when Prince changed his name.
To the symbol.
What?
Yeah, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Whatever. One of these days, all that stuff's going to go away, and you know what it's going to be replaced by? I would just go ahead and mark it down. What's today? The 17th, October 17th. All right, just shortly after 7 p.m. Mark my words. Social media is going to be replaced by people actually talking to each other and making eye contact. I know, it's a pipe dream. It's insane. Anyways,
only when the power grid goes down will that
right,
happen.
yeah, it's gonna be one of those pulse deals, and everything's gonna go down, and you're gonna have to go talk to your neighbor and go, "You got any food?" All right, so here's the deal. Also, if you want us to reach out to you with messaging, like we did just this past Friday, hit us up and text ACO to the following number: 833-695-1318. 833-695-1318. Make that in your phone. Put it in your list as ACO text, and that way we can put messaging out to you like we did Friday, which is every one of. Did you get it?
Yeah, and I love it, dude. It's so simple. It's easy. It's a little push text to you, and I love it, dude.
Yeah, it was just to let you know that all of the rest of the 2023 majors through November and December are on sale. So if you're making your plan, you want to get it. Everything was right there. The link is right there at your thumb tip, literally, and also. The graphic is the brand new majors schedule. And this is something I want to get into at the end with topics and to why this happened. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But again, 833-695-1318. Put it in your address book as ACO text, and that way you'll know you're getting it from us. We will not blow you up with a message every other day. I've got so many things I have unsubscribed to and that I can't even actually unsubscribe to. But yeah, so, and the option to unsubscribe is there. But we would love to have you engaging with us if you can. So again, for the future majors through the end of 2023, all of that's there. You can buy your tickets with the click of a thumb. But let's talk about where we were this past weekend. Both the trucks, as we talked about last week, went this away. One went up to Bangor, Maine for the Hollywood Casino Major, piloted by one Eric Oz Heinerman. The other out to Watertown, South Dakota, just by you, Point Break.
And I think we had a combined between us travel miles of just under 5,000.
Oh yeah.
So it was a pretty big trip for both ways. But,
well, we talked about this. I mean, it was our first time in Bangor for the Hollywood Casino Major. Perfect time of year to be. I talked to Heinerman about this, to be up there as far as just being beautiful. Everything you expect Maine to look like and be like, and the people to be like, is exactly what it delivered. And he said everybody was hearty and everybody was nice and everybody was just couldn't be more polite to one another. And I think a good time was had by all. We had some local players come out to be a part of it. And, the results kind of spoke for themselves. Guess who was on fire, by the way?
Kim Dice.
Yeah, Kim Dice and Chad Jackson.
Knew it because I watched it a little bit on the channel when it was gone.
But congratulations. I mean, co-ed doubles. It was Kim and Chad. Their excellent adventure took them to the East Coast, and it certainly was something. And then Jacoby Cox, a brand new name, gets a brand new purple jersey for taking junior. So congratulations to Jacoby Cox.
Yeah, I don't know that name. That's a cool name.
Yep. And Mike Walters, that's a name we know.
We know Michael Walters. Did he take seniors?
Yes, he did. He took seniors. Women's was?
Let me guess. Kim Dice.
No, oddly enough, Mike Walters had a surgery while he was there, and he won the win. No, yes. Kim Dice won women's. In doubles.
I could have guessed Tammy, though. I mean,
well, Tammy did take. I think she took the championship in Tier 2. Junior did send me that photo, and I'm like, hey, I think I know her. He goes, I'm just glad to see her back at the top. So Chad Jackson and Kim Dice took down the doubles, and then Joel Small came and double dipped, I believe, Kim, for the championship in singles.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
So
that sounds like a new name.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see more of him.
One of the local players there, and it was funny too because when you have players coming in from the local area, whether they play with our group or maybe they're unaffiliated. I would say this, and we can extend this invitation from the bottom of our heart. It doesn't matter who you play with. If you want to come play with us, come play with us. And it doesn't matter if you've signed paperwork elsewhere. You're a grown-ass adult. Make your own decisions. Come and be a part of it. It's a lot of fun. So congratulations.
Wear glasses and a hat. Come incognito. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
wear glasses and a hat.
Come in like this. Excuse me. I'd like to sign up for doubles.
Promise we won't take any pictures either while you're there.
No, we don't. Just come have fun.
That's
a
true.
Game, for God's sakes. It's a game. Come play the game.
That's so
oh,
true.
My goodness. But so, I mean, the food was great. Heinerman said the food was great. They saw Stephen King's house, I think, was there. And there was like a big Paul Bunyan statue and another. I mean, it's just, what a cool area.
I didn't know. It is definitely a cool area. I can't wait. Plan is to be back there next year, so we'll get it growing up there.
Yeah, and Hollywood Casino, thank you guys for everything. The event center, it was just a pleasure to deal with Sheila and the main the Maine Sports Commission, and I love their hashtag Maine Thing. I thought that was one of the good ones. That's pretty good. So good time was had by all in Bangor, Maine, and everybody made it home safely. Let's hope you had a good time if you were there, and bring more people out next time as we continue to build in the Northeast. That's exactly what the plan is, to add these majors and to do that. So is the continued growth of the sport, continued growth of the game in general. Everybody welcome. And in Watertown, started on what could have been a good foot or a hard foot or whatever, but with the Chug Norris birthday bash on Thursday night.
It was a fun evening had by Aaron and I. So if everybody doesn't know, Aaron is now 50 years old, fast tracking to becoming a senior. So look out, senior division, when Candler gets there. But no, we celebrated his 50th birthday, and I tell you what, it was awesome. I mean, we had freaking great beer prices. At the happy hours, $2.50, 20 ounce, Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Lights, whatever you wanted, man. That was great.
More.
But we did find a really cool spot the last night that we were there. Aaron and I went and grabbed some grub and food at a place called the Sandbar. And so apparently this is my second year up there. I didn't realize that there's this beautiful lake right outside the doors. So I discovered a lake that's like 2 minutes away. And we went and spent some time at the Sandbar. But what a great weekend up there. The skill level, Finn, was phenomenal, man. Run through some of these players that were in this competition.
Well, and I saw a couple of posts too. And I mean, again, we try to get around to different parts of the country to make it easier to travel. And anytime you're up north, certain names are going to start showing up. And in co-ed doubles, Maggie Geiger and Wayne Rao, I went like, here's my shock face.
So here's what I'm going to say. It's about time Maggie showed up, because Wayne's been carrying that team for a long, long time. Wayne, that one's out for you, brother.
Wow. All right. Well, how about Bob Heil, too? He was out thanking sponsors left and right. He showed up, and I think the many faces of Bob Heil capped off with a big smile. He took down the seniors. Congratulations. Women's, the aforementioned Maggie Geiger, which probably speaks to her level of contribution in the co-ed doubles.
She pitched very well this
Nicely
weekend.
done. And then doubles was Maggie Geiger and Wayne Rao. So there was a very similar pattern established in Watertown that there was in Bangor. But
and actually, though, in doubles, the three top teams were pretty solid teams. I think third place team ended up being Drew and Tom Gustafson.
All right.
Drew Wyking and Tom Gustafson. Second place team, you may never guess who this was. Bob Heil and the 50-year-old Aaron Candler.
I
never thought he had the energy to throw that long, and he did,
see
man.
That. Well,
he played
came
really well this weekend.
Gave him an inoculation. It was funny. He sent me a picture in his mailbox that day was his AARP stuff. I told him, I said, dude, they'll track you down better and more consistently than anybody. And the thing is, you have to, because I am a member, but I never ask for the discount. Like, it's like, is there an AARP discount? Because I don't want him to go, huh? Really, Papal? Come on now. So Maggie and Wayne, congratulations on taking down doubles. And then how about this? First time we've heard this name this season. And I was wondering where he was going to make himself known. Gary Bearpaw.
Boy, man, he came up there on a mission. He came in specifically, targeting singles. He did not play in doubles, I don't believe. He came up there just to play in singles, and he did what it took to win this thing. And I'll tell you, the top four finishers there, they were strong. Bob Heil made this unbelievable airmail in his game that the crowd went crazy. It was I wish I had been recording at that moment, but unfortunately I was not recording his fabulous airmail shot. But Bob Heil was playing lights out. Who were some of the other players that were finishing up there? Tom Gustafson played well. Drew Wyking played well. I think those were the top four finishers. Am I missing somebody? Did you have the results there?
I just kind of had just the.
But anyway, there was a good competition. I know that Cheatham threw really well too. I think he finished in fifth spot. We had how many pros was it that came up there? It was quite a few pros. I think there was 12 or 13 pros that were in the house. We had 9 states represented up there, so it really was a freaking amazing event. It was not one of our largest ones, like we're going to Panama City Beach where we're going to have 250 plus players. It looks like down at that one, but it was a stacked house. The competition level was tough, and I tell you what, Bearpaw did what he did, man, against some good players.
Well, that's good stuff. And I'm trying to get in here just to see.
I think Bearpaw averaged like an 11-3 or 11-4 through the entire singles series.
I mean, you're right. That is literally being on a mission. But no, I thought I had the full complement.
Oh, that's all right. I should remember this. But
yeah, you were there.
15 hours drive. I think I lost my brain cells a little bit along the way.
Well, something must have been going on because I didn't get one phone call yesterday during all of that. So anyway, but congratulations to everybody that came out. Like I said, threw lights out when we turned the lights on in Watertown and in Bangor, Maine. And again, to everybody in Watertown, thanks to you guys for being great hosts. Bangor, looking forward to being back. Hollywood Casino, thanks so much. Always fun to be able to partner up with fun partners. So it's good stuff. And now, speaking of fun, you talked about the level of competition that's going to be following you down to Florida, which you leave here any minute now.
I'm leaving. My plan is to leave tomorrow morning if I can finish getting the truck loaded, organized. Because again, I have to flip. We had the 2 trucks we had split. Now I have to reorganize it, get it back into one vehicle to take it down there. But because we got a big crowd coming down to that one, and looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm back on the road. Probably tomorrow morning. If I can't get my stuff done, it'll be Wednesday morning.
But tomorrow morning is Wednesday morning. See, we're done. It's Tuesday right now. See, yeah.
I remember I told you my brain cells were kind of dead.
A little bit fried. I was like, is that bacon? No, it's his brain. Anyway.
I told you that. Here,
you did.
15 hours worth of drive time just kills me. A couple days later, I'm still trying to recoup.
Panama City Beach, Florida, going to be a big time. And that area is always a lot of fun. There's always good stuff to do. Have we heard anything from our man Ed or anybody down there in the area? What's going on?
I've not talked to Ed yet. Hopefully we're going to have something going on Thursday night. We might have to do one of those push texts to everybody.
Yeah, just let me know what's going on, Ed, if you're paying attention. If you guys get that event they had the last time out there in that parking lot at nighttime, that was a lot of fun. I do recall. But, we're going to Panama City Beach. Well, you are. And as a group, we'll be there soon enough. And you heard the results from Bangor and also from Watertown. And you probably were able to guess who you thought might win certain divisions. But it's always good to have sort of a ringer make those choices for you. And this
somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, this guy's been busy. And we're going to end with a couple of bits of proof of that. But this is a little something where we like to look ahead, prognosticate, if you will, and see who is going to take the top spot in every division, and a little something we like to call, and he likes to call, Time to Fill.
Welcome to another edition of Time to Fill. This week, we're headed to Panama City Beach, Florida. Let's start out with women. I'm going to go with Kelsey Heitrick, who's been winning every major that she's been in. But watch out for Amber Fretwell here. I can't wait to see that matchup. In juniors, I'm going with Mason Higgins, who pulled the upset down in Louisiana over Caleb Rogers. Watch out for Riley Brewster and Bryce Jefferson here also. In seniors, I'm sticking with him until he proves me wrong. I got to go with Johnny Thomas, believe it or not. And watch out for the challenge here from Daryl Macon. In co-ed, I'm going with the Fretwells, but watch out for the Pucketts and Martina Belt and Zach Rush here. In doubles, I'm going with the juniors. Caleb Rogers and Riley Brewster, the juniors world's doubles champion. I'm going with them this week to take down the doubles. In singles, I'm going out on a limb just for you, Finn. Mr. 53, I'm picking. Doug Parker, who was one bag away from a perfect game in the Pro Series last year in Panama City. He likes throwing in Panama City, but watch out for Zach Rush and Johnny Thomas here also. And that's going to be my picks this week for Time to Fill. If you think I should pick you, prove me wrong.
Thank you, good sir, and thank you for the work that you shared with us in the world of wrestling. We'll get to that here at the end. He found a couple of superstars of days gone by that we'll be see if you recognize. Some of the younger players, maybe not so much, but if you're of the AARP Candler generation, you may very well recognize these videos at the end. But, some interesting picks in there. So, Phil, well done. And enjoy. I think he's going to play. I think this time
he's coming down to play.
Yeah. One thing that did go out on the social, at least to let you know, the Lubbock Major has been moved into 2024. And why is that? Can't really say right now, but you're going to like it.
Yeah, hopefully by January 1, we'll have everything kind of launched on some special stuff that's happening in Texas for us. So that's the plan anyway, Finn. They have the whole state of Texas has something special happening for it, and we're going to announce it hopefully January 1.
Awesome. And something we told you about last week that is in the works. We're going to also continue to work on converting the taco also into an audio podcast, because then that way, if you're driving 15 hours, we'll go down the rabbit hole on just general cornhole or whatever, we may add like a little special edition version of the audio only podcast, because that's where we started.
Sure.
I mean, that's the OG way of doing it. And we had a lot of fun doing it that way, but we thought, why would we deprive the viewership of this right here? And then we started getting email going, maybe you guys could go back to audio. So, but anyway, we're going to split it. We're going to get an audio podcast going as well. It might be just topic driven. Don't know. It could just be the audio from this in case you miss it. But keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you posted there as well. Just as a couple of reminders, the next Pro Series Skins game begins again anew, and this is Skins and Pro Series Numero Dos, number two, in Atlantic City, November 10 and 11. And you said Rocket Bags is going to be out for
I think
that
Rocket
as
Bags
well?
is supposedly going to be out there, as far as I recall from what Tina was telling me. So excited to meet, is it Matt?
Matt LaChance.
So
or LaChance,
excited
perhaps.
to meet him, and I think there'll probably be a couple other ones out there. I know coming down to PCB this weekend, I think Ruthless is going to be down there. I'm not sure who else is going to be down there right now, but I know that I saw some talk back and forth between Cisco getting his equipment and things sent down.
What about
there.
Andy? Any B3? Did he?
B3, I think, has something else going on this weekend. He's got a big, like an air show or something that he's part of. But I reached out to him again to see if there was any chance that B3 and Andy could, come on over and maybe do some broadcasting
Maybe some
for us,
streaming,
and also showcasing B3 bags, because he had a great little setup last year there. But Atlantic City though, Finn, in the Skins game, second one of the season. I'm pretty fired up. I think we'll probably end up seeing at least 70 of our pro players out there.
Great.
And if you're not coming to Atlantic City, I think you're missing something. I think it's going to be an epic ACO.
Well, and there's an irony to the hotel of choice, the Showboat. If a Pro Series isn't a chance for you to come out and showboat a little bit, I don't know what is. But that's going to be big, $5,000 purse just on the line just for that. And again, by way of reminder, Skins is, even if you don't win, you can still win. And that's cash money.
Well, we're going to have to show some skin, too, because we're going to have to do some of the zip slides or whatever they've got there at the water park.
I've already reached out
to them. It's a little skin game there, too.
I've reached out to them and said, please start expanding your water slides a little bit. And but now I'm starting to compress a little bit. So that's been my whole goal. I went on this intermittent fasting just so I don't get stuck on one of these water slides. And you think I'm kidding. It's going to be big fun. The second of 5 majors that involve ACO Pro Series Skins. And don't forget, the third one, the tent pole right in the center, is right there at the beginning of January, back to Throwensboro, Kentucky, for the Super Major, which is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday major. It involves Pro Series Skins, and it's a $10,000 purse just for that skins match.
Yeah, and so
right
that means, Finn, that those skins go from $25 to $50 a frame.
Yeah,
so
per skin.
Pretty cool. $650 a game.
Gotta love
so
it.
It's gonna be fun.
Again, tent pole, because we thought that would be a cool way to make a super major before we announced that we returned for the season 19 World Championships of Cornhole back to Throwensboro, Kentucky. See what else they've added to the southern riverfront there on the Ohio. So it's a nice, neat little package that will wrap up season 19. So as we talk about things that you maybe needed reminding about or things that we've changed a little bit, the one thing I do want to kind of go in and make sure that everyone understands, and I had this schedule here. It's the schedule change for the majors, and this goes back to an earlier. Just in the first month. And the one thing that I wanted everybody to understand is during that first month, with everything adaptive going on, the thing out there with the MASL on the West Coast, all of this, we're also gathering feedback. What do you like? What would you prefer to see? So on and so forth. And this schedule change is completely a function of taking that first month and then hearing you say what makes more sense to you as the player and as the person who's traveling back to the core who are putting it all together. Right. And this is a function of that. I mean, Friday, 9 a.m., as we've been doing, seniors, women's, and juniors get rolling, 12 o'clock, co-ed doubles. The Bagmasters quads start around 3 o'clock, the big blind draw around 6 o'clock with gates around 8:30.
Yep.
On the Pro Series, basically what's going to be going in Charleston, we did it. And then, as we mentioned, Atlantic City. the Super Major in Owensboro, Dalton, Georgia, which is a new location for us. Also in Branson. That has its own schedule. 9 a.m. Pro Series events, frame games, and then the main event around 4 o'clock, which used to be 5 o'clock. But this is the big one, and this came from the feedback. So these changes, talk a little bit about why these changes and where the feedback came from.
Yeah, so I mean, to start the season, we started with the doubles pool play, followed by the singles pool play, followed by doubles, and then singles. That was the batting order of the day.
Right.
And the thing that we changed this year, Finn, was we had our pro players advance past pool play, right? So one of the benefits and the bennies that they should have been able to get was being able to sleep in a little bit. So that's why doing doubles kind of stunk for them, because they didn't get to bypass doubles pool play. They still had to play in doubles pool play. So they had to get out of bed early. So we heard a little bit of complaining from some of our players and stuff like that. And it was an idea that we had gone back and forth with, and we decided to try to start with doubles, but we flipped it just because we were listening to the players, because now the pro players get to sleep in an extra hour or two before they have to actually show up to compete in the doubles participation. That was the main theory and concept behind it, and that's why we're where we're at now. So now it starts with singles pool play. Pro players don't need to be there till 9:30 or so for doubles. So they don't have to get there till about 9:30 to participate in the doubles pool play, and then it rolls into singles. And the other thing, Finn, that this opens up for us is the opportunity to develop some additional activity, possibly even Saturday evening, as we get maybe another social event involved or something like that for the locals, or something for our regular players where maybe we got some luck of the draws that are going on late in the day, because it'll free up equipment because we're doing the doubles.
Well, and that's something that I remember from my early days getting involved. There was always a pickup game of some sort, something happening, and to be able to do that, I think, is cool. So you have your world singles pool play, and then about 90 minutes later, doubles pool play starts. And again, these are fluid times. Right. When one is done, the other will start. So you kind of have to keep your ear to the ground to make sure that you don't miss anything. But also the tier play. There's no specific time given for tier play. When it's ready to go, it's ready to go. So that way you're engaged the entire time that you're there. If you decide you don't want to play in tier play, you know about how long you've got to go until the next one that you are involved in starts. So around noon, all the singles brackets will begin, and then around 5 o'clock, the doubles main brackets will begin. And again, events will immediately follow each other, and the times are approximate. However, we texted that out to you. That schedule now is in your text. You can save that photo, and it's always there at your fingertips. But it's completely a function of feedback that was received after that first month, and the decision to move the pros out of pool play and into the main bracket was one that came with 2 or 3 other considerations. That it was easy to sit, around the round table and make those decisions, but it made more sense to listen to the feedback of the people actually involved in that play. So anyway, that's the reason, and that's full transparency. That's kind of how it works, honestly. So I'm sure this will ruffle a different set of feathers somewhere, but it'll be interesting to see whose feathers they belong to.
I think it's really a good move for the majority of all players, really. At the end of the day, too, I mean, it keeps things moving faster for us on that Saturday. Because another thing that we've always wanted to do is get the players the chance to get out and enjoy the town.
See the town,
they're in.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, go over to Einstein's house if you're going to be in the town where he lives. I think that's pretty much it, man. I mean, it's time to turn Tuesday back over to the people.
Yeah, because I got to get a good night's sleep to get on the road tomorrow.
Yes, being Wednesday, everything. So now, Phil Barnett, if you know anything about Philip, he's got professional wrestling in his bloodstream, as do I, but he goes deep south, Memphis wrestling, which I used to watch on TV. He was there doing it, and he became buds with Jerry the King Lawler and a handful of others. There's this Harvey Whippleman fellow who you're about to see here, and then there's the guy afterwards. If you don't know who this last guy that he's with is, the sound is a little bit rough, but you'll know exactly who this is, and this is all I'm going to say. You know who this is. You know what I'm talking about? Squawk! Squawk! I watched this guy growing up. I refused to grow up actually watching this guy. So thanks to Philip for sharing a little extra video. And this is a good way to wrap things up before we get to wrestling with the trip down to Panama City Beach. PCB. Good luck to those who are heading to PCB, and we'll have results next week, and we'll continue moving ahead. Don't forget, tickets for all of the 2023 majors are on sale right there at your fingertips. Again, if you would like to opt in to be part of our text output messaging and the push messaging, just text ACO to 833-695-1318, 833-695-1318, and the information will be put right in the palm of your hand. Speaking of which, the palm of my hand is almost empty, so happy Taco Tuesday to you. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Thanks to Eric Heineman. He is Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude.
Keep on pitching.
Hello, everybody. Memphis Wrestling Hall of Famer Downtown Brewer reminding everybody to watch the American Cornhole Organization and Fin and Phil. It's like Mama says, it be that way sometimes.
Hey, Philip Barnett, American Cornhole Organization. I'm with Coco Beware. That's right, the Birdman, baby. Right. Tune in to Fin and Phil on the American Cornhole Organization. You know what? Y'all are the greatest. I'm telling you, you can't whip it with a stick. You can't beat it with a brick, whatever. Don't even try. Because the Birdman is in town, baby. Doing his thing. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Get it, baby. Yes.